Hey guys, I'm Lenny and this is Rocky Mountain Backcountry. Today, what we did here is had to switch out the old Wincharoo. So, hey, check that out. Yeah, that doesn't look stock, but I was able to use the stock unit there in the front. What is that, the fair lead? Anyway. Hey, I'm going to show you guys what I did with this, and stick around. I'm going to tell you why we had to change the winch too. It was pretty interesting. But anyway, hey, thanks for checking out Rocky Mountain Backcountry. So stick around with me for a minute, and let's go try out this new winch and see how it does. Got to make sure it works, right? Let's go give it a shot. All right, let's get into it. Rough Country RS4500. There's a bunch of this stuff I'm not going to need because I'm replacing an existing winch, which is just fine. All the covers for the leads, the bolts, and here's the winch. Rough Country RS4500, 4,500 pound electric winch. More of the wiring and solenoids, the fair lead. Well, all right, there it is. Now we got to get the other one out to get this one in. The other one is in there. You can see that. That's the factory one. That's the Terra 45 Super Winch or Can-Am. And I think I'm going to end up having to pull these front bumper bars off. Probably going to have to pull the grill section off, which is going to include pulling, geez, just about that whole front end apart. I know this Rough Country winch has some different mounting holes, so I'm probably going to have to be drilling some new holes up in there, which means that I might end up having to pull off the radiator as well. So, geez, this will be fun. Okay, well, I didn't know, but somebody must have, because, geez, you take the bolt out of there on both sides, take those off of there, unbolt everything. Obviously, you got to unbolt everything, but that whole front end comes off of there, just lickety-split. So, anyway, kind of cool. Now I can get in there and check everything else out while I'm doing it. All right, I'm just pulling the leads off the old winch. All right, you guys, let me explain really quick why I'm doing this. The best part about having a machine is being able to share it with your family. And I know my son-in-law and my daughter are going to see this video, and I don't want them to feel bad in the least, because I have this for the family. So what happened was, my son-in-law was driving this thing with my granddaughter on his lap, and I taught her how to play with the buttons and turn the lights on. Well, the winch button is right next to the light button, and she was playing with that, and it's completely my fault. I taught her how to do it. So she was playing with the buttons and ended up playing with the winch button, sucked the winch rope all the way back in through, and I'll show you what it did here in a minute, but the stupid part is the parts that need to be replaced, we called Super Winch, and they're not even serviceable. So anyway, that's why we're doing this. Absolutely no hard feelings at all. And I don't expect my daughter, and I'm not even going to ask her to. In fact, I don't want her to reimburse me for this, because it's not a thing. It's part of what I do. I love being a grandpa. I love being a dad. And so it's all good. Part of life, part of experience. And I love it. So that's why we're changing out this winch today. So anyway, we're going to get back at it. All right, you guys, here's the bleep bloopity bling blang. These rods that go right here. Yeah. So when that winch hook went all the way around there, it bent these all out. And there's 2 of the 3 or 4 that go in it. And thanks, Super Winch. They don't even service that little piece. How stupid is that? This winch is great other than that. So I think one day I'm going to come up with a solution to replace those. Anyway, for now, we're replacing the whole winch. This might have been easier if I'd have known what I was doing, but anyway, I had to remove the radiator, or loosen the radiator anyway, so that I could get to these nuts that were on top of it. So now that this thing's out, it'll be a piece of cake to drill the holes, install the winch, bolt it all back together. So let's give it a shot. Shoot fire, might have an issue. All right, so some minor modifications have to be made here. All right, just some little tiny minor modifications. No issues. Here we go. When that hook went through here, it caused some pretty massive gouges in there, some pretty sharp edges. So what I've done is I've filed that down, and then I took some 2000 grit sandpaper, sanded it smooth, and there is no burrs. It's super smooth. So the reason that is, this synthetic winch line, if there's any kind of burrs or any kind of sharp spots in that, it'll ruin the integrity of that winch rope. So anyway, it's all cleaned up now. There it is. It's all bolted back up. I had to drop a couple of bolts off of the skid plate. Everything's in, everything's done up nicely. Time to put the front end back on, and let's go make sure that winch works. Actually, I tried it. It works. But we're going to go use it. How's that? Nobody's even gonna know. So no haters on cruising the washes, please. It's a good time that your tracks get covered up. So that's how I feel about it. guys hear that? I think my rims got scuffed on that one. Oh, skid plate. Oh, rocker guards. Coming up out of there, I'm turtled on a big rock. So right now is the perfect time to get the winch out. Let's take 2 seconds to talk about tree safety. We're not gonna hug it, but we're gonna use the strap around the tree. We don't want to cause any undue damage. But I'm not a tree hugger. It doesn't have to be a big tree, I just need a little bit of a tug. So, got that all taken care of. Gonna run back here. One thing I like about this winch, it's a little bit smaller, but it's quite more protected. It fits in there a lot better. Anyway, let's give it a tug. You could tell by the res of the engine, I didn't use the engine very much, but I just let the winch pretty much pull us out of there. So anyway, I guess the new winch works. Hey, thanks for checking out Rocky Mountain Backcountry, you guys. Like if you do, subscribe if you haven't. Let's go for another ride.